Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, yeah. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. Woo, woo, woo. And I'm dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. Yeah, yeah. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel.
I'm so excited to be online with you guys today. Absolutely fantastically excited. This is the second one of our broadcasts that we're having. And that broadcast is called Follow Your Bliss. If I sound like I'm trying to do two things at one time, it's because I am. And and I just wanted to, I'm not the most technical person in the world, which should prove to you that you can get things done anyway, even if you're not the most technical person in the world, because folks will come along if they want to be part of it, and if they don't want to be a part of it, they won't. But you got to follow your bliss. You got to follow your bliss. Again, this is your girl, Liberated Lola Barber, Lola B, on Spreaker Radio. Welcome you to the second of my GYIT, Get Your It Together calls. I am so excited about these calls. I'm getting such a great response. Actually getting clients. And I wasn't really doing it for that right this minute. Right this minute, I was acting 100% inside of really and truly just trying to give all that I have to give, trying to share all that I have to share, trying to make sure that I help as many people as I possibly can. That's what this was all about this time. Again, this is your girl, Liberated Lola Barber, on Spreaker Radio and freeconferencecall.com. I added the conference call number at the last minute. I was not going to, but I did add the conference call number because some folks were not able to get online. So tonight what I'm covering again is the second in my series of what will be 4 broadcasts, 4 conference calls. These are sharing calls. You call them workshops, whatever you want to call them. They're things that I've picked up and learned along the way. I have learned from myself that one of the things that helps me follow my bliss is absolutely, to be honest with you, helping people. I love helping people. I love to see the light go on in people's heads when I talk to them, when I help them see what their greatness is, when I help them figure out what life holds for them, when they get a chance to really see where life can take them and understand that they're not stuck. They're not pigeonholed. They're not stuck where they are, that there's so much more out there for them, and that what they thought was over, the life they thought they had pulled everything out of that they could possibly pull out of, has just started. That's exciting to me. That jacks me out of my brain. That makes me filled with bliss. And last time when we were on the call, we talked about developing your I am statement. I shared with you my I am statement. One of them is I am wealthy, successful, renowned, sexy, fit, and powerful. And I say that all day long, every day. I have it memorized. It's in my head. It's how I walk. It's what I think about. So when I talk, that's my song that I hear. You hear people say you should walk with a theme song in your head. Well, that's my own private theme song in the way of my I am statement, my affirmation. And so we talked about yesterday. I hope everybody really went and kind of dug deep to ask yourself some of those questions. You know, what would you be doing if you could do anything in the world? What do you do without anybody even paying you? If you didn't have any obligations, where would you just love to be? Because those things are the things that help you uncover what your bliss is. Though we may think it's obvious, most of the time, believe it or not, uncovering our bliss is not all that easy because we got it covered up by a whole bunch of muck and mire. We have it covered up by a whole bunch of things that we thought that we had to do. And that being the case, we forget about what we love to do. And from every teacher, I call them my spiritual teachers, my minister calls them, what does he call them? Not the scribes, but something real sacred sounding. And really he's talking about the people who he reads, those mentors, one of those teachers, those great teachers for me. And Deepak Chopra talks about your bliss. Matter of fact, I brought up a couple of quotes that he actually says about your bliss, and I think I may have shut it down. Oh boy, that's so exciting. But anyway, he says, follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. You can't go wrong when he says, it is the nature of babies to be in bliss. To, be like little children, right? Be in bliss. Follow what you like. Sometimes that may sound selfish to us, but it really is not. He says, nothing is more important than reconnecting with your bliss. Nothing is as rich. Nothing is more real. Check that out. Nothing is more important than reconnecting with your bliss. Nothing is as rich. Nothing is more real. And I had posted something on Facebook a while back, and I talked about your bliss. I said, your bliss is love to me. To me, that's what it means. Bliss is love. And so I think whenever you follow love, you'll find success. And I know sometimes we go through these changes and people say, oh, why are we talking about that? Oh, well, what that got to do with me making money? It's got everything to do with you making money. Because the plain and simple fact is a lot of folks running around chasing dollars and they're not chasing their bliss. They're not chasing their passion. So I believe that your passion should always be love. So it should be your bliss. Your bliss is what you love. And I believe that God wraps up all those things that we want, that we pray for, that we beg for in our bliss. He puts them there. That's where they are for safekeeping, to make sure we are in the right mindset when we get our hands on them. And the other day, the reason why all of this comes up, I share all of these things because these are all revelations and things that go through my head, things that help me and empower me during the day. And I was thinking, one thing that some of the things that are my bliss right now to share with you is traveling. Traveling is my bliss. I mean, I think about it 24/7. I got all these trips planned for the year. I may not get to go on all of them, but I'm going to get to go on at least half of them. And when I tell you half of them is a lot, believe me, half of them is a lot. Some of these places are remote, but one of the places I talk about all the time to you guys is the Amalfi Coast in Italy. It is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen before in my life. And I think that if it looks like that in a picture, it must go knock me on my behind when I get there. That's how I used to feel about Hawaii. And then when I was in a previous company that I'm still involved in, they sent us all as executives and presidents to Maui. And I used to always look at pictures of that part of the world and say, God, it don't even look real. Well, when you go there, truly, it didn't even look real. I mean, as I was sitting on the shore, looking out into the water, looking at one of the other islands in the distance, like at dusk, it didn't look real. I knew I was there, but it didn't look real. And I remember looking at pictures and saying, golly, it can't be that nice. Well, it was that nice and more. It was that. Well, I'll post some of those pictures on Facebook so you can see what I'm saying. It was that nice and more. And I just know that Italy is going to be the thing. And when I say follow your bliss, I mean go do those things that make the hairs on your neck stand up and make you get excited. Whatever that is, go do it. Go be it. One of my closest and bestest besties, Jessica Johnson Houghton, who now resides in Negril, Jamaica, she's like my idol when it comes to that. She always dreamt about going to Negril and being in Jamaica and living in the Caribbean. And she made it happen. She pulled up roots, snatched up everything, left everything and everybody, okay? No, it wasn't easy every single step of the way, but she did it and she made it happen. And now she is living her bliss, her absolute bliss, okay? And I think that's so powerful in what she did. I always tell her, God, the fact that you did that is unbelievable. I mean, I tell her all the time, you are my idol. Some of you who are my Facebook friends or Jessica's Facebook friends, and you see her on there living her life every day, very simply, very beautifully, very authentically in Negril, Jamaica, with her new husband, I might add. So when she followed her bliss, she found love. And I think that whenever you do, you're going to find things that just dazzle you. Oprah Winfrey, and I'm sure she's not the first person to say it, but you can't dream a bigger dream for yourself than God has for you. You just cannot, you can't. And I think that he is surrounding, smack in the middle of the source and the core of our bliss or our happiness. The definition of bliss is perfect happiness and great joy, something that provides you happiness. Felicity, beatitude, blessedness, happiness, those are the synonyms that go right along with bliss. And so you say, man, I haven't felt like that in a long time. How you expect me to feel like that? Well, I tell you, just think about those things that you enjoy most. One of the things I love the most, I love thinking about going to Italy. I love helping people. A lady came into my office the other day, and she had been going through some things. I don't know if she's on the line right now, but she shared some stuff with me. And then I shared some stuff with her. You know, we were just like feeding each other back and forth. And, you know, one of the things I shared was, she said, wow, I never thought about doing that. I never thought about doing that. And that light that came on behind her eyes, she's a powerful lady, too. The light that came on behind her eyes just made my spirit light up. Whenever you find something, for some people, it's knitting. My best friend will sit and knit for hours, and she just keeps sending me pictures of whatever in the world she's knitting, a hat, a shawl, a scarf. She just loves to be creative. She loves to grow lemon trees. She loves to make gourmet meals. She loves to do that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff to me is just a bunch of flurry of movement. Like I ain't digging in no dirt to make no lemon tree or nothing. But for her, it's exquisite. It's her bliss. She likes putting on dinner parties with little cards and all that stuff. To me, I'm like, yo, sit down. Here's a plate. Here's a fork and a knife. Let's eat. Now, I might enjoy cooking the food, and I do. I love to cook. I love to create culinary delights. But I'm not doing all that foo-foo stuff that she does in order to make it dazzling. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody has the thing that makes them blissful. Also, I think about being blissful, then I think about driving on Pacific Coast Highway. I told you, I want to be in my drop-top Maserati Quattroporte S. And I want to be driving in my car with my locks blowing in the wind. By the way, they're not black in my dream. They're like a copper color brown. And they're just blowing. They almost match the interior of the car. And they're just blowing. They're just blowing in the wind. That's my bliss. I close my eyes. I think about that. I get excited. I feel like I'm floating. And so you want to find what those things are that make you feel like that. I found another quote about happiness, and it's by Benjamin Franklin. It says, the Constitution only gives people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. And that's why you have to do this work. That's why you have to do this self-work that makes you really look at what makes you happy. You know, I've been an avid network marketer my whole adult life. Since I was 19 years old, or 18 maybe actually, when I got into the first business, which was Amway. I'm a serious advocate of network marketing. I have a blog called the MLM Confidant. And I share things on there that most people might not tell you if they're being honest about network marketing. And I am proud doing it because I know it to be true because I've lived it in my life, most of my adult life, all of my adult life, not most of, all of my adult life and part of my childhood since I was about 9 or 10 years old. And so, you know, multi-level marketing is a powerful, powerful, powerful vehicle. So if you're listening to me right now while I'm doing my live thing and you're in multi-level marketing, yeah, I'm talking about bliss. I'm talking to you. Why am I talking to you? I'm talking to you because if you're out there doing a business that you don't really like, that you don't really care for, that you don't really see the point in, okay? If you're out there doing a business like that and you're not having success, the reason why you're not having success is real simple. You're not having success because you picked something that you're not passionate about. When you're passionate about it, you jump out your skin to go do it. You love it. When I was actively involved in Artists International, I mean, really out there hustling, I still have team members that are really making it happen. When I was actively out, I love what I do because I'm fascinated by aircraft. I mean, and so when you hear somebody say something like that, it might seem far-fetched, but it's really not. And I promise you, if you sit down and you look at you create your I am statement, and you, and just recently, as a matter of fact, as recent as yesterday, I made a decision about what area of my life I was really going to focus on when it came to creating and just drilling down, as my husband / ex-husband says, drilling down and just taking all my energy and putting it into that one area for me to just realize all of the things and really focus my gifts. And so when you figure out where you're going to live from and what you really want, like on my walls, it says, what do I want? Who am I? I swear to you, I'm not lying. I could post it on Facebook. I've posted it before. It says those things on my walls. And so once you ask yourself those questions and you figure out what your I am statement is, which means not who you perceive yourself to be right now, but who you'd like to be, who you envision yourself being, where you envision yourself being. I am traveling in Italy on the Amalfi Coast. I am in a villa on the Amalfi Coast right now. You know, they say that there's parallel universes. Maybe in the parallel universe, I already lived there. But right now, for me, I say that's where I am right now, because I can close my eyes at any given time and I can be there. I've looked at enough pictures. I've watched enough video and movies that I can put myself right there at any time that I want to. Again, I hope you guys are doing the visualization practices here. Join me next week for the next installment of our Get Your It Together. I can't wait to talk to you. If you have any questions, again, any comments, please post them on Facebook under where I post this episode. This is broadcasting live, but please post it so that I'm trying to read and see if I have down here what the next one is. I don't have what the next series. Productive evening, week, and life. Take care. Peace and blessings. Let me see if I can get Nina Simone back on here. Y'all know me and this Spreaker thing. I'm still learning it. Let me see if I can hit a button and make it happen. Let's see. I think I got it, but it's not Nina Simone. It's Michael Bublé.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I am feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Now blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day.